Welcome to the All-Stars versus the China Open. My name is Lior Yaffe. I'm the founder of BridgeChamp. I will be the commentator today. We are joining a team match between the All-Stars team, which is Agustin Madala. Alejandro is the partner playing in the open room, and Massimiliano Di Franco and Andrea Mano playing in the closed room. They are playing against the Chinese, very strong Chinese team that played recently in the World Championships in Buenos Aires. Yang Kai, Zhang San, Last Dance, and Yonga, again, Yonga Zhang. Let's look a little bit at what the platform provides. I'm looking now at the open room, and I'm looking now at the management console of the tournament. Basically, what you see here are the open tables. There are only two tables here because there are only two teams playing. And I can, as a tournament administrator, I can see the timers. I can see the round. We are playing 20 boards split into two rounds. You can see that the table on the open room is on board number 3. The table on the closed room is on board number 2. As a tournament administrator, I can see, for example, calls from the tables. I have several other functions that I'll show you in a minute. But let's join one of the tables. You see here they are playing for heart. So we can actually join the table itself, and when we join, we can see the players that actually enable the camera, and we can also hear them. There are actually virtual screens. There is a virtual screen between northeast and southwest. I can do another step and actually join the table with my own as administrator and talk to the players, but I will not do it now, not to disturb them. You can see that South is now playing for heart. So, for example, let's look a little bit at the capabilities, at the unique capabilities that the platform provides. So here we can see who is the kibitzers. Of course, I'm the kibitzer right now. In bidding, I can see the bidding sequence. I can see the last tricks played. As a kibitzer, I can see all the tricks, but the players can only see one of them. There is also ability to call a director, chat. There is a tournament chat, and we'll look at the results later. On the right side, you can see that we have, for teams that uploaded the convention card, we can actually go and look at their convention card. Right now it's simply a PDF format that the players provided. If it's not simple to look at it, I can also download it. Cool. Now, let's look at a few more things. Tournament info shows us who is playing against whom. It's a closed room, BridgeChamp versus China Open. Several more pieces of information about the tournament. Here we see the compass. We see we are on board number 2. It's now north of the turn. North and south are vulnerable. East and west are not vulnerable. And the contract is for heart. And you can see that one of the players now claimed. And we are moving. We are going to move to the next board. Once at the end of the board, all players need to signal that they are ready to play the next board. Still waiting for south and west to accept. Meanwhile, okay, yeah, now we move to board number 3, and let's move back to the tournament management console. Let's see the results standing up to now. So you see right now the score is the victory points are around 16-4. We can drill down and look at the actual play. So you can see on the first board, BridgeChamp gained 10 imps because the Chinese on the open room played 5 heart -1, while on the closed room they managed to get 4 heart. So this gave the BridgeChamp team 4 imps. On the second board, there was one extra trick taken by north-south on the open room, which gave them 1 imp against 4 heart. If we actually want to see, for example, we want to see how they made the extra trick, we can also look at the results here, and you can see. So first of all, you can see that the bidding was quite different. Here on the closed room, East opened, preemptive opened with 2 spades, and this led to 4 hard deal by North-South after a double. So take out double. On the other table, there was no preemptive bid, so they just negotiated. Yeah, they just negotiated a 4 hard trick. So what was different in the game? So if you look at the double dummy table, you can see that North-South could have made 12 tricks, so a hard slam was possible. And indeed, that's what they take. If we look at the double dummy analysis, you can see on the left that from the beginning, the double dummy shows that there were 12 tricks available, and there was everybody plays accurately, and indeed they took 12 tricks. On the other table, you can see it seems like they just made a wrong claim. That's why, because when they had on the 6 trick, claim of at this position, you see South has claimed 7 tricks, while I guess that in fact he could have claimed all the tricks. So that's about the results. So let's look at board number 4. We started with 3 passes. And South is thinking about it. Probably will open 1 dime or 1 at run. Let's look at the other room, what they're doing with board number 4. Here they navigated the contract of 3 not run. So okay. One feature that can be used for, especially at the beginning, is what we call the defender. Claimed. East and West accepted. Okay. I'll show you this on the next board. Okay. We can also look at the results here from this board. See that. You can see that here on board number 3, the Chinese gained 1 imp. So both table. Here you can see that the lead of Jack of Diamond was not an optimal lead. A lead of heart or a lead of club would have been would have setting the contract booked, but diamond lead gave two tricks. Okay, so again, trying to understand why a claim, why this claim was accepted. Of, well, clearly they have a losing club, or maybe not. Or let's look at another option here for the tournament administrator. Let's look at the results of each board. So you see in this view, I can, as a tournament administrator, I can look at played boards and, if necessary, adjust the scores. So, for example, here, in this board, I suspect that there was a wrong claim. So if I want, I can go here to adjust score and actually either use one of the conventional score adjustment or specifically adjust the score to a specific contract. Another interesting feature that we have in BridgeChamp is that we can show the timing of the bits. You can see that we can show which player, how much time each player thought about each of the bits and about each of the plays. So, for example, the lead of 3 spade took 5 seconds, and then clearly North thought how to play the game for 16 seconds, which makes sense. Here on this move, you can see that the player spent relatively a lot of time when deciding to play it. Let's go back to the tournament entry point. You can see here that we have two directors in this tournament, Itamar and Vector. In case we want to have another session of a similar tournament, we can duplicate the tournament and schedule another session for later. There is also the tournament lobby that can show us where we can actually use it to for anyone that is not playing or between rounds. It's kind of an online meeting for all the players. Yep. So we can see that a tournament has two teams, and and these are the players of each team. Going back to the management console, we can see that there are now that the table in the open room is on board 6, and player and on the other room they are still on board 4. Let's look a bit at the game. And seems like they will lose one more. They will lose the last trick and make the contract 3.1+1. Now, if we want to see, we can go and see how board number 4 ended. So board number 4, basically both tables did the same. Bidding was bit different because North, on this table, North opened one club versus on the other table, North passed. And South opened one club, indicating probably that some single tone club. Okay, so let's stay with this game. So North passed and Similiano on East with one club. Now South is thinking about it. He has two 11 HCP. One thing we can do, for example, you can see if we go back to the management, you see this table is red because it's taking quite a lot of time for this move. You see the Young Jai is already thinking 42 seconds about the move, but you see now he made this. Okay. So he beat two diamonds, probably to signal that he has two fifths. Now North is thinking to support his partner. West is relatively weak, doesn't have much to say. Fast. Okay, North supports his partner in heart. East now needs to decide. Wow, Serena Trump. Okay. So he alone expects to be able to, even with no support from his partner, he's expected to hit Swing of Trump. We'll see. Okay, probably. Now South can decide if to go for four hearts. I assume it will be everybody will pass now. So basically, let's see if South can find the diamond lead. Really difficult, but you see, West is a dummy now, so he went to take a break. In a hard lead, this will give the declarer the contracts because he will take things of heart. Let's think about what is the chance of 4-0 club distribution. You see, we have this widget that shows us that the declarer is missing 4 clubs. Okay, the chance of a 0-4 split, which will fail the contract, is 0 to 4. But of course, after the first round, 0 to 4, after both sides played club, both North and South, so there is no more chance of 0 to 4. So Swing of Trump is approved by everybody. And the folks will move to board number 6. West as a West went on a break, so we are now waiting for him to be back. Okay, where is he back? He's back now. Okay. If we look at the results of the last board, we can see that on the other rooms they played 4 club plus 1, so, which of course gives much less points. Okay. Let's see how to watch the tournament in delay, how to kibitz it. So if you go to the tournament, and tournament is now ongoing for about an hour, we can actually join and replay the deals. We can actually even join the live action. You see, round 2 has not started, but we can join. We see the 2 tables on round 1, and we can join a table and watch it in delay of around 10 minutes, depending on the tournament settings. So we can see here, for example, East opened 1 club after 3 passes. South already passed, and West is thinking what to do right now. So he went to 1 spade and alerted that it's balanced 8 to 13 point, or 5 3 3 2, 8 to 10 HCP, I guess. If he's 5 3 3 2, North doubles, probably to tell his friend that he has some strain. So no, it's a natural double on the spade suit. So, Okay. Let's just watch how it will play out. So south understand that north is strong in spade. Reserve strengths, 9 XP on south. They will probably pass now. But east now, east is very strong, it's trying to go for a diamond contract, which is a good idea. You see on the open room, the Chinese player made 4 hard plus 2 on this board. Let's see how Max and Andrea will do. So East started with a 2 club bid. I'm not exactly sure what's the convention here, but if you like, you can look at the convention card and try to understand what is this 2 club league. I don't know. That's an option, okay? But let's see. I mean, um, Max got it, of course, and he's okay. So 2 club basically means very strong hand. It's like he has 28 CP or the 4 aces, and 2 diamond means I'm weak. That's what they call waiting. Okay. So now Max presents his long suit to heart. Andrea realizes that they have a fit, so probably maybe it's 3 hard. I don't know. I mean, if he's really, really weak, like 0 HCP, will probably pass, but he has 5 HCP, so no. So he's going to spades, probably. I'm not sure exactly what he's asking, but maybe it's asking for a stopper, aces, yes, another suit. But they already established. I think what he means that they already established a fit in art. Now he's asking Max to tell him more about his hand. So let's see. So yes, so Max that didn't tell too much. Yeah. No, he said, okay, so Max actually explained it as 5 hearts plus 4 clubs. That's a convention here. So, uh, of course, Andrea cannot see Max's explanation. Mm-hmm. They only
Yes, I was wondering.
Only North can see East and West can see South. So now they need to decide if to stop at 4 hard or if to go to try a slam. Let's see what Andrea will decide.
So both north and south, they see east's explanation.
Yes, north and south see the alerts, like the alerts penetrate the screen, so but not to the partner, only to the opponents.
Why would someone alert, like give information to the opponents?
That's a rule.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's like a gentleman agreement. So
yeah,
you
it's
explain
basically
your
you're being kind.
Yes, yes, but you have to disclose your convention to the opponents. I mean,
Okay.
otherwise you can really confuse your opponents. Like you can decide that when you are strong in spade, you'll be hard. Mm-hmm. You know it, but they don't know it, so it will be impossible to play this way. So, yeah, so probably Max is now considering if Andrea is now considering if to go to a slam. Okay, but yeah. So I think basically he's leaving the decision for Max if to try, but Max does not have too much information. I would say he has okay 4 diamond. 4 diamond. I don't know what it means.
Can we see the analysis to see how many tricks they can take?
No, only when the
only
play
when
stopped.
okay.
Okay, so
Yeah, because it depends on the.
so 4 diamond
trump.
was type of transfer. I don't know. okay, it looks like they decided to settle for 4 hard, like like on the other table. And the double dummy immediately shows us that they can make a slam. If we look at this defender suit break, you see that as long as the trumps are split, the chance for the trumps to split 2-3 is 67%, and if since this is the case, I would clearly make 12 tricks easily. I don't see any major problem here. Probably they will lose a diamond. They don't need to lose hearts about spades. No clubs, they will take 1 spade, 5 hearts, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, that's 10, right? And then they need to generate 2 more tricks. They can rough clubs in the dummy. That add your trick because then you take more hearts. So if they can rough 2 clubs at the dummy, here is the first rough. Here is the first rough, and so here is last dance. Sun finally joined with the camera. And okay. Yes, so he managed to rough 2. So now he got 12 tricks. He can take out the trumps, and since they are split 3-2, he's roughing another spade before that. The risk of roughing spade is really minimal, you see, because the chance of 0.8 or 1/7 is like marginal.
Yeah, it was the split 0-8.
And they passed, so they must not have the 8 spades. Okay, so now he's taking out the last trump, and he will claim because there is no point to continue. He's losing the last diamond, so there's no way to take the last diamond. Okay. So, yeah.
This was board 9.
So now board number 10.
And you can also see statistics about how fast they play the board.
Yes, let's look at the results a little bit. We can go here and see. You see, right now that's the match status, and we can see that on board 9 both made 4 hard plus 2, and you can see the analysis is not interesting because everybody played correctly. The timing, you can see how much time they spent on each of the bid. So you can see who is playing faster and who is playing slower. And typically you'll see long delay on the opening lead because you need to think about all the information you got from the beginning. And on the second, on the open lead and on the second play, because that's when the declarer sees it done.
Yes.
So that one is on the other game. It's, here's the lead was different. It doesn't matter in both cases. But you can see, maybe we can see on a board that had like, you see that this board has a huge swing, like 13 imps for the BridgeChamp team, because BridgeChamp made 3 trump and the China Open made 3 trump -2. So we can look. So first you can see who beats 3 trump by West. So looking at the double dummies, they only have 7 tricks. Okay, but somehow Max and Andrea managed to make 9 tricks. And if we look at the analysis, you see it's because of this play. Right? That was a lead. Yeah. You see, Queen Club lead. Basically, yes, he was leading from a sequence. So, but he basically gave up the contract, because on the other table, the spade lead is much better because they have no stoppers in spade. You see, if you lead a spade, immediately they would have taken 5 spades. So if you go here, you'll see immediately the first 5 tricks went went to north-south, to Agustin and at north-south. So how did they know to lead the spade? That's why did they decide?
Maybe they had four, so
Yes, and to lead, the lead was a two spade, was actually the fifth. Because you see the difference. There is
yes.
another difference is that here three of ramp was beat by west, and here it was beat by east. So that probably gave a good hint. That probably made the difference. To try to understand the beating. Two diamond is balanced. You see that's on Max and Andrea. Two diamond, two spade tell it that he has four hearts. Go for the money. That's a convention. Okay. Two no trump is a suggestion for a full game, and three no trump. Let's see what happens in board 10. Okay, so they are playing three spade, north and south. Okay. Three spade. Okay, let's see a little bit what, just will they make it? Yes, they will. They will make 10, so they should better beat four spade. But here the other table is probably now waiting for probably ended. Here they beat four spade and made it -1. So actually on the other table they will make three spade, and so they will get a better score than failing probably 5-6 ips for the Chinese. And now this table is just waiting because they finished playing round number 1, so they can take a break. So let's watch here. So the Chinese guy will lose probably 2 clubs to make it to make Swiss spade booked. Well, actually, they will make an extra trick because they will only lose one of the clubs because Andrea will take a club, okay, and then the last club will be high because of the way it splits. And that's it. Now we'll probably claim the rest of the tricks. Yes. Okay. And now they should round number 2 should start.